Excuse me. What is good with my people out there, man? It's your round. Pack Boy Dolo tapping back in with another episode of the Round the Clock Thinker Show, man. And you already know what I'ma say. Shout out to my people out there, man. I got the cup that changed colors. This is a banana smoothie, but it looks like a motherfucking blue frosty. You feel me? I got the banana smoothie going with the kefir. Got the probiotic. I didn't even use oat milk this time. I used peach kefir. And I blended up the frozen bananas. I'm trying to put you on game, man. Fuck with me. Let's go ahead and talk about the day show. To name the day's show, here it is. Ooh, not that. Choosing the theme of our thoughts. Choosing the theme of our thoughts. Man, look. When I say that, let me get everything pulled. When I say that, that's one of the things that I suffered with for a long time. The thoughts that I was having would cause me to feel bad, right? Would cause me to feel anxious, like something's about to go wrong. So let me bust this meaning down for y'all. What I mean is how you are feeling on a moment-to-moment basis can be a great representation of what kind of thoughts you are having. How you are feeling on a moment-to-moment basis can be a great representation of what kind of thoughts you are having. So therefore, if you're usually feeling anxious, feeling fearful, feeling like some shit's about to go wrong when there's no evidence of anything going wrong, right? Then it represents what kind of thoughts that you're having. Whether the thoughts be conscious or unconscious, you're still having them. They're still there. Because you're feeling it. You see what I mean? You're feeling the thoughts. And this goes back centuries. Right? This connects, believe it or not, that anxious feeling, that fearful feeling connects back to our ancestors. Connects back to when they had to operate in the wilderness because they had no homes. When they had to operate in the wilderness, live in the wilderness, and unalive animals to have their own food. There were other predators out there, right? So this is what chapter 1 is going to break down. The tiger that would never attack me. How we are thinking and feeling is as if a tiger is going to attack us. Are you following me? Because once again, connecting back to the ancestry times, they had to be on the lookout for snakes and tigers and shit like that would try to eat them before they got to it. right? It was survival of the fittest. It was all about survival. And these actual big, scary animals were around the corner, possibly trying to eat you, right? So the first start point I got is this. Our ancestors depended on anxiety for survival when they were in the wilderness and had to be aware of apex predators. Dependent on anxiety for survival. Imagine it. To be anxious helped you stay alive back then. To be anxious and nervous and overthinking, right? Over processing, being too cautious, too careful was beneficial back then. Right? Which is the polar opposite of the modern day, because the next start point I got is this. We now allow modern life's non-physical stressors, right? Like money, work, social rejection. They don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? We allow that fear, we allow that to create the same chemical rush meant for a physical predator attack. So when you're going through your day on a day-to-day basis and you're anxious and nervous and fearful of these non-physical stressors, they're just stressors. They're not gonna attack you. They're tangibles. They're things that you can literally stop thinking about, and it won't unalive you to stop thinking about it. Back then, if you was to try to stop thinking about the tiger, then you would lose, because you wouldn't be 2 steps ahead of the predator that's trying to eat you. Right? So that connects to why most of our thoughts have a negative theme, which causes us to feel negative and have a negative experience. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, all of these non-physical stressors, you could stop thinking about it. You could change the narrative. You could literally change how you view these things. You can't necessarily, or couldn't necessarily, change how you saw a saber-toothed tiger in the wilderness, because it had only one mission, to eat, and you had only one mission, to eat, to survive. And in order to make those things happen, right, you had to get to your source of food in the wild, not in a kitchen, not in the grocery store, right? You didn't have a house to keep shelter from. You didn't have all these things that we have in modern day to keep you safe. This is like the safest time that ever existed. But our thoughts, right, they still fire off the same chemical rush as if we were about to get attacked by a damn tiger. Think about that. Think about that. So, said all that to say, why are you worried? Right? What are you fearful about? right now, you're okay. You're okay. It's not a lion or a tiger about to eat you, right? You have most of the things that others don't have, right? So to just hear that once, hear me say that once, is not enough. I promise you, just you watching this show once is not enough. You'll have to watch this show 50 to 100 times before something even really click and start to change. Why? Because this is programming. This is biological programming. This goes back to ancestry days. This goes back to when the humankind, the human species, started operating. That's how it started. So our creator gave us, right, this thing in our brain called the amygdala, which relates to the fight and flight, if you're familiar with that term. So we're gonna roll into chapter 2, because we're about to dissipate the big scary monster. We're about to dissipate the big scary monster. Because that's what it feels like. Be real. That's what it feels like when you're sitting there and you're chilling and you're going through your day. And it's always like some big scary monster is just about to jump out and hug you. You see what I'm saying? And not hug you in a friendly way. Your mind constantly is thinking like that. Right? It's constantly saying, you know what? Something's is about to go wrong. I just feel it. Something's just off. Things could be going amazing. Right? You could have just got the thing that you wished for so long. 5 to 10 minutes later, that underlying unsettling theme, it starts to come back and color your reality. And I'm here today to tell you it's time to stop letting this underlying theme color your reality. Because not only did it start from the ancestry days, right? It also started and trickled down from how your parents moved and thought, how they saw the world, how they saw reality. Because if it was nervousness and fearfulness and anxiety, if it was high levels of that, especially when you were younger because you was most impressionable, all of that went into your subconscious mind, which then went into your nervous system. Right? What you get in your mind, the thoughts that you have, if you believe them, they seep and trickle down into your body, your nervous system. That's why you feel ill at ease. It starts with a thought, but then it trickles down into the nervous system. That's why you feel ill at ease. So this is why usually you have the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic. Now let me get my research right, because I want to be spot on with this. I want to be spot on with everything. I want to make sure that what I'm telling you is facts. Cause I practice this, by the way. I practice this. This is not neutral. This is not new to me at all. Okay, I practice this on a day-to-day basis, and if y'all stick around, I'm gonna put y'all on game of a breathing technique that'll start to dissipate that big scary monster, that'll start to fade away that underlying ill at ease feeling that we have so often, and that we've had for so long. You know what I mean? So let's talk about the nervous system in general, right? Remember how the thoughts go into the nervous system. From you thinking something, it don't even have to be true. If you think something and visualize it, guess what? It seeps into your nervous system. What's the nervous system, Dolo? The nervous system is your body's command and communication center. Your body's command and communication center. Watch this. It controls everything you think, feel, and do, from conscious actions like walking and reading to unconscious processes like breathing and digestion. Right? It operates by rapidly sending electrical and chemical signals between the brain, spinal cord, and the rest of the body. Now, right here, it says it controls everything you think, feel, and do. So if you allow it to seep into, because at first you have control of what you think to an extent. You can change your thought. You can change your perception. Right? That's why somebody could come along and influence you. You see what I'm saying? Or you could stick to what you think you know. Right? So that's the nervous system, right? Now, we're about to go a little bit deeper and talk about, so I was right. The sympathetic nervous system is usually where we're in when we're always having that underlying ill at ease feeling, that fight or flight. You know, you're always on go. You feel ill at ease. It's like some big scary monster is about to jump out and attack you at any given moment, even though you're having a beautiful day, right? Even though you're okay, literally okay. And you'll be okay tomorrow and the day after that. Everything's literally fine. But you have that underlying big scary monster theme that's coloring your reality because you're in fight or flight. It's the programming. This can be changed, right? So in order to change it, you have to learn the first start point I got right here and understand the parasympathetic nervous system. You have the sympathetic nervous system, which deals with fight or flight. You know, the anxiousness, the nervousness, the fearfulness. Pretty much most people's default state is sympathetic, right? Throughout the day. Then when you start to shift down and rest or digest, you tap into the parasympathetic nervous system. Now, some people are so gone off of the big scary monster theme, they're so fearful throughout the day, right, that they're even in sympathetic. They're operating from a sympathetic fight or flight response, even when it's time to relax. The thoughts are still going, right? So the parasympathetic is the rest and digest. It functions to conserve energy and calm the body. The parasympathetic functions to conserve energy and calm the body. Now, why, Dolo, why are you reading us all these terms telling us about the nervous system? And I thought you was just supposed to be telling me how to not be feeling so damn down all the time. How to not feel ill at ease when it's like something in the background is playing saying something's about to go wrong. I got you. But you have to understand that this is the solution, right? I gave you the root of the problem, And then the root of the solution, right? Which is understanding how to tap into the parasympathetic nervous system. I'll give you one piece of game on how to do that. Other than meditating, and you could look into that on your own. Other than meditating, this is kind of a form of meditation. It's called the 448 breathing technique. The 448 breathing technique. Now, what you do is you inhale for 4 seconds. You hold for 4 seconds. And then you release slowly. Slowly as you possibly can for 8 seconds. Now, when you do this, what you're doing is shutting down catastrophic thinking, right? Shutting down worry loops and calming yourself so to the point that thinking, you'll notice that thinking, that underlying big scary monster thing, it fades momentarily. It fades. It may come back, but it fades. So if you keep doing that, right, in every moment when you want to, you keep doing that, guess what? You will start to dissipate the big scary monster thing. It'll go away. Another thing is this, real quick, and I'm gonna talk about that a little bit in chapter 3. I'm gonna talk about this. Focus on what you want to happen, right? That sounds so cliche. It sounds so normal. It sounds like, okay, I do that. But do you really though? Okay, I understand that. But do you really though? Do you truly get what that means? To focus on, at every given moment that you can possibly control, focus on what you want to happen. Not what you don't want to happen. Because that's what the big scary monster theme is trying to have you do. Focus on what you don't want to happen. And that's why you be feeling some type of way. Because whether you know it or not, whether it's conscious or unconscious, you're focusing on what you don't want. And that's a huge mistake. So what you do is you focus on what you would like to happen. You literally visualize it and say, okay, yeah, this is what's gonna happen right here. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts. No contemplating about it, going back and forth about it. Yeah, this is what's gonna happen. And that's it. And if something else happened, opposed to what you wanted to happen, at least you didn't spend all damn day worrying about something wrong happening. At least you didn't spend all day thinking about what you didn't want to happen. You spent all day thinking about what you wanted to happen. So when it happens and it's not what you wanted to happen, you're like, oh, okay, cool. Next. But then what if it does? What if it does happen? What if what you want to happen does happen? See, that's the key. That's the kicker. Like, you can focus on that. Right? You're not stuck in one mindset. You're not just stuck with one story. You can change your story. You can. You really, really can. Right? So let's roll into chapter 3. And remember from chapter 2, man, The breathing technique, keep tapping on that. Do it anytime. I do it out in public. I don't give a damn. I pull me. Look, we could do it together right now. We could do it together. I'm gonna do it one. I'm gonna do one rep with you, right? I'm gonna do one rep. So what you do is you inhale for 4 seconds like this. Then you hold for 4 seconds. Without talking, of course. I'm just directing you. You hold for 4 seconds. And then you release for 8 seconds. As slowly as possible. Try to aim for 10 if you can get there. And the more you do this, you can change the middle number and the end number. I say the farthest you'll be able to go though is 10 seconds with the end number. But you can change, you can go pretty high on the middle number. So sometimes I do 430 10s, 438s, 428s. So I inhale for 4 seconds, 4 or 5 seconds. Then I hold for 20. Right? And then I release for 8 to 10. Very slow. As slow as I possibly can release the breath. Because that's where the magic happens here. Alright? So let's roll into chapter 3. Alright, we made it to the end. If you're still here, I appreciate you. And you hungry. You really want to learn. And you're really going to be able to make the change to put you at ease. To create a peace of mind. See, the goal nowadays should be peace of mind. You know what I mean? I don't want to be around nobody who's negative. I don't want you. If you going through some shit and you throwing your energy around on me, I don't want you around me. I don't need you around me. You see what I'm saying? I got way more important things to focus on. And my peace of mind is valuable. It's like the diamond in the movies that people shoot each other over. It's mine. And I need that. Right? Every day. I need that. And if I have moments where I'm not at peace, you can guarantee I'm working my way back to it by doing these 448 breathing techniques or something similar. Right? So polish what you know now. You know that the ancestors basically had to think and feel that way in order to survive tiger attacks and snake attacks, predator attacks in the wilderness. They had to be anxious and nervous. You don't have to be. You're living a good life. You're awesome. You're okay. You're okay. All right? You're A-okay. So, the start point I got right here is this. Shout out to Earl Nightingale. You become what you think about. And here's the kicker that I mentioned earlier. And you have the power to control where your focus goes. You become what you think about, and you have the power to control where your focus goes. You have the power to focus on what you want to happen, what you would like to happen tomorrow, the next day, today, the next moment. You have the power to focus on that. And if it don't happen, like I said, so be it. At least you spent your time focusing on something positive that wasn't sending your nervous system into fight or flight and shock and stress response mode, right? Which could cause illness. All that firing like that. That's why it's important for you to change the program. It's important for you to be relaxed. It's important for you to tap into the parasympathetic nervous system, which will regulate the whole nervous system and calm the whole nervous system as a whole, right? And you'll spend less time in fight or flight. You know what I'm saying? If it's about to go down, you know, and you gotta get some shit off. You gotta get your shit off because somebody they touching you or slapped you or dealing with something, you know, your family's in danger, then that's different. You will tap into the fight or flight. But it's a high chance that's not even happening if you cherish your peace of mind and you move proper and you moving with game. You're gonna spend most of your time in a relaxed state, right? So you get to choose the thing of your thoughts. Man, this your round Pack Boy Dolo checking out, man. Make sure you like, and we drop every Sunday. Like I said, we release every Sunday, every week, multiple shorts throughout the week to give you this information, man. You know, we give you this mindset, this psychology. You feel me? And research. This is backed by research. Like, you don't have to take my word for it. You could go Google it, right? You could go do your own due diligence and you'll find out that I'm not lying. And that's what it's about, because I'm here to help you. Feel me? It's your round Pack Boy Dolo checking out.